step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you magical people. I can't believe it. It is here. It's a Tuesday, and you chose to wake up on the right side of bed this morning with myself, Jamie Domberg, alongside the oh so handsome.
Yeah, it is I, Raul the Morning, nourishing you once again with everything health and fitness. And thank you so much for joining us on this incredible Tuesday edition of the Expresso Show.
Oh, it's also day 33 of lockdown, and it's so crazy to think that more than a month ago that we're all united in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. It's crazy, right?
It is indeed, and our worldwide numbers have passed the 3 million mark yesterday. And while it may seem like an insurmountable task, we will come through this stronger and wiser. For now, though, the Expresso lockdown team is here with your daily updates, meal inspiration, and of course, home workout tips.
Are we activating beast mode today?
Every day.
What do you have planned for us for this Tuesday?
Oh, it's going to be quite a cool one. We've got a special guest, maybe a local face that you might know, Emma. You've
Yes,
seen her
Emma,
before, and she's got an incredible core workout. I know everybody's picking up a little bit more weight than we wanted to in the belly region. I know the kitchen has been calling us during lockdown, so we're going to sort that problem out today.
Shady. But of course, we always like to engage with you on our social media platforms. And this morning, we're focusing on one of life's simple pleasures that we've all been missing out on, a freshly brewed cup from the local coffee shop. Yes, now we want to know, how do you make your barista-like coffee at home? Hit us up on our social media platforms and make sure you use that all-important hashtag Expresso Show. I feel very sorry for you, though, because you've never had a Princess cup of coffee. It is what kept us, refueled throughout the show. 3 hours used to be on the show. 5 cups of coffee, minimum.
5 standard.
Standard. Sis Princess.
I just missed the whole vibe that I saw Tubbs had with Princess as well.
Yeah.
I was missing out on that. It was so much FOMO, so I'm hoping that I get to see that when she returns.
Do you make your own coffee? Are you like a coffee person?
I do. I'm very, I'd say, vulnerable to coffee. It gives me the biggest kick like you can't imagine. So I use it very cautiously, but I do love a good cuppa, eh?
Also, we have like a substitute. It's Henny. He's our engineer. He runs this place as well. I will hook you up with a Henny cup of coffee right now. While we get our coffee.
Henny, I'm waiting for you.
Yes, while we get our coffee on. Maybe let's check out this news headlines with Kutle Adams.
I would also like a cup of coffee, Jamie. Thank you very much. A very good morning to you, team. A good morning to you, South Africa. It's time for us to have the first look at the news headlines. Starting off with our national news. President Cyril Ramaphosa used his Freedom Day speech to address the high levels of inequality in the country, which have been thrust in the spotlight by the COVID-19 national lockdown. In a virtual address, he said some people have been able to enjoy the lockdown in luxury, while for millions of others, it has been a month of hardship and suffering in the struggle to survive. He added that privileged South Africans can no longer close their eyes to the plight of the poor, and that it's time to build a fair and just country. More than 200 Cuban health professionals arrived in South Africa yesterday to support efforts to curb the spread of COVID-19. The specialized Cuban medical brigade is made up of family physicians, biostatisticians, healthcare technology engineers, biotechnology experts, and various other specialists. The experts were carefully selected for their knowledge in planning, execution, and management of clinical cases and public response. They will be deployed in different provinces of the country in accordance with the strategic plans elaborated by the Department of Health. On to international news. Even as the global COVID-19 death toll stands at 209,000 and confirmed cases past 3 million, countries are mapping out a return to public life. New Zealand will loosen restrictions today and Italy next week. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern yesterday said the country has stopped community transmission of COVID-19, effectively eliminating the virus. Italy also outlined plans to ease the strict restrictions it imposed 7 weeks ago as the country recorded its lowest daily death toll in weeks. Malaria deaths in sub-Saharan Africa could soar this year due to disruptions in malaria treatment during the coronavirus pandemic, the World Health Organization warned yesterday. Under the worst-case scenario, the UN agency says severe disruptions in access to core malaria control tools could lead to a doubling in the number of malaria deaths. To date, the number of reported cases of COVID-19 in sub-Saharan Africa has represented only a small proportion of the global total, with some 26,000 confirmed cases and 1,250 deaths. And now, how orcas delivered a display in False Bay. Staff members of the Simonstown Bird Company on Sunday experienced the incredible privilege of spotting 6 to 7 orcas in False Bay. They were hired by a media house with the necessary permits to report the sighting. The Bird Club wrote on its Facebook page that the male, 3 or 4 females and 2 calves, of which one was very young, were foraging in the deeper waters in Buffalo's Bay. It was unclear what they were targeting, but there were many seals and birds around. The seals weren't the slightest bit afraid of the killer whales, and on their part, the whales showed no interest in them. They said the highlight was the little calf who entertained them with a few beautiful breaches. These magnificent animals are also known as killer whales, even though they're dolphins and pose no threat to humans. Now, taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment, American Idol judge and singer Katy Perry, who is known for her outlandish costumes, had a lot of fun debuting a full-sized hand sanitizer costume. This was for the first remote episode of the popular singing contest, which featured the top 20 contestants performing from their homes and the judges watching remotely from their living rooms. Her elaborate costume served as a reminder of why we are all staying home, explaining that she had been dreaming about it for 3 weeks and had it made. Fellow judge Lionel Richie explained his excitement for that new format, explaining that the singers would be getting a true test of their talent without all the stage production glitter and glamour. Perry added that contestants were sent identical shooting and recording equipment to keep the competition fair. On that note, that was your 7 o'clock news roundup. Right now, it's time to have the first look at the weather with Jamie.
Happy Tuesday to all of you, and we've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures, as we always do. This one comes through from Sister Farrow, who runs a medical clinic in Atlantis in the Western Cape, who has been working tirelessly during this lockdown period, but took the time to send us this gorgeous beach sunrise picture taken in the mother city. Now, Cape Town can expect hazy sunshine today, reaching a high of 23 degrees. We salute you for working on the front line during this pandemic, Sister Farrow. Thank you for all your commitment and dedication. Another one came through from Karabo, who sent us the stunning sunrise picture showing off the brilliant gold and orange hues as the sun rises in Springs, Gauteng. Now, Springs can expect cooler conditions today with periods of rain and a thunderstorm reaching a minimum temperature of 8 degrees and a maximum temperature of 14. Have a great day, Karabo. Now, the South African Weather Service has warned that severe thunderstorms with heavy downpours and cold conditions can be expected in most parts of the country today. Kicking it off with Polokwane, your low is 13, peaking at 23 degrees. And then an afternoon thunderstorm or 2 can be expected for you, Umbombela, ranging from 15 to 24 degrees. Pretoria, your low is 10, peaking at 16 degrees. And then cooler conditions with periods of rain and a thunderstorm for you, Johannesburg, with a low of 18 and a high of 14. Mahikeng, 10-20, and then occasional showers can be seen in Klerksdorp today with a minimum temperature of 10, reaching a maximum of 18. Kimberley, 9-17, and then mostly cloudy with occasional rain conditions expected for you, Bloemfontein, today with a low of 17 and a high, with a low of 7 and a high of 17. Now, the highest temperature in the country is for you, Richards Bay, today with a low of 15, peaking at 29 degrees. For you, Pietermaritzburg, it's a low of 12 and a high of 16, and then a gentle southwesterly breeze of 17 kilometers per hour for South Africa's playground, Durban, ranging from 18 to 21 degrees. Mthatha, 10-15, East London, 14-18, and then morning showers and cloudy conditions for you, Craddock, with a low of 6 and a high of 14. A gentle southeasterly breeze of 17 kilometers per hour expected for Port Elizabeth today, ranging from 13 to 20 degrees. And then sunshine can be expected for you, George, today with a low of 11 and a high of 19. Now, the coolest start of the day can be seen in Sutherland with an all-low of 1 and a high of 17. Hazy sunshine expected for the mother city today, Cape Town, with a low of 12, peaking at 23. Worcester, 9-24, and then pleasant conditions with plenty of sunshine expected for you, Uppington, today with a low of 7, peaking at 23. Of course, whatever the weather, wherever you find yourself, make sure that it is a memorable Tuesday.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
You tuned into your feel-good breakfast show on this Tuesday morning, and it's that time of the morning where we share you some inspiration from one of our leaders. And today, in a time of crisis, leaders who instill a sense of security in their communities stand out and become entrusted to calmly lead the way. And with New York being the state that was hardest hit by the COVID-19 pandemic in the US, Governor Andrew Cuomo has been in the spotlight as people praise his leadership. He's enacted Matilda's Law, named after his mother, which seeks to protect vulnerable people, including those over the age of 70 during the pandemic. And he had these words to share.
New York loves everyone. That's why I love New York. It always has, it always will. And at the end of the day, my friends, even if it is a long day, love wins. Always, and it will always win again through the virus. I love Governor Andrew Cuomo because his leadership entails empathy, and what I truly appreciate is that he encourages all politicians to put aside all the political drama and put the people first. That's what they need. They need leaders, and he has definitely taken upon himself to ensure that, you know, they try to flatten the curve, they try to curb the spread of COVID-19, especially in New York. So a big shout out to him and all other political leaders who are doing what they can to ensure that their citizens are all safe and healthy. Now, we as South Africans can also take these words to heart. South Africa loves its people, and we show our love and dedication by taking action and preventing the spread of COVID-19.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Hey, welcome back, all you you beautiful people. You are still keeping it locked right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When you hear that sound, you know it's time to wish everyone a happy birthday. Now, this morning we received loads of birthday messages from you guys at home. And if it is your birthday today, then you share it with the incredibly beautiful and talented actress Jessica Alba. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, guys, this lady does not seem to age. She's actually turning 39 years old. I mean,
Still looking like a damn teenager.
girl. She's also a mother of 3 and the founder of Honest Beauty brand. And now throughout her career, she has appeared in numerous box office hits and also bagged a handful of awards. And during this pandemic, Jessica has started a YouTube channel where she shares her family moments and health tips. And also, you know, once got voted the most beautiful woman on earth. And I understand why, because she is
I
gorgeous.
can see why. That's the easy win there.
Jessica Alba, my girl, I love you. Happy birthday, mama.
Now, of course, we have everybody else that's obviously signed in, tuned in, written in, and told us about their birthdays, and we are here to celebrate it. So today we are celebrating a birthday. It's happy 87th birthday to our grandpa, Peter Nelson. Wow, may your day be filled with all that you wish for. Stay blessed from Lamrick, Jürgen, Lakisha, and Tanisha.
Amazing.
Wow, and then another one from Chester, or to Chester. Happy birthday to you, my son, Chester Erasmus. You are a blessing. We are thankful to have you in our life. Well, happy birthday to you, Chester.
Keeping them going, keeping them flowing. This one goes out to Zorian. I wish my son Zorian a happy 9th birthday. Son, always know that you are our ray of sunshine. You complete our world. We thank God for giving us you. Stay the loving and caring boy that you are. Lots of love from Auntie Min, Mama, and Ma. That was so cute. And then a happy birthday to our Prince Liam. Have a wonderful day. We appreciate you just the way you are. We love you so much. And this comes from your mommy, Dee, Jade, and Kyla. Happy birthday,
Liam looking like a prince, Archie.
Okay.
Sticking a hat to match. I love it, man. Happy birthday to you, brother. Now, Lauren and Clint, happy birthday coming at you. Wishing Lauren and Clint all the best on their special day. Have a great lockdown day. Stay safe and blessed. Lots of love from your family. Well, happy birthday to both of you. And now Nia's got her first birthday. Yeah, the first of many. We hope you enjoy your day. We wish you could celebrate your first birthday with you, but unfortunately we can't. And that's with lots of love from Michelle and the rest of the gang.
Aww. And then wishing our favorite guy, Marlon Lindeboom, a very happy and blessed birthday. May God bless you always. Lots of love from Mom and the family to you, Marlon, today. And then last but not least, a happy birthday, big boy Tyler Hendricks. Always know that your mommy, daddy, and the rest of our Brady bunch loves you very much. We will try to make this one an extra special one indeed. But for all of you, happy birthday today, guys.
Now, guys, if you'd like to send your loved ones a birthday message, send us a 15-second video to 071 640 6551 or email your wishes to birthdays@Cordova TV. And I believe Clem has the perfect celebration cake recipe for you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jane Ann.
Jane Ann, happy birthday!
To you. Happy birthday to the person who's in charge of the graphics on the show.
That's Jane Ann. That's Jane Ann.
Jane Ann. Woo!
Okay, okay, Tabiso can be Beyonce. It's fine, right? You officially Aretha.
I am the OG, right?
Exactly.
We should have a singing battle between me and Tabsy. I will.
Would you guys
body
like
him,
to see? Would you like to
right?
see a singing battle between Tabiso and Google? I think it'd be amazing. There's going to be too much competition.
It will be
Is
a
it
lot
gonna-
of competition. You guys
Wow.
will need a lot of things to calm us down. So this cake that we're making today, everybody, is for Jane, and so that she could celebrate her birthday with us here in studio. Now, celebrating birthdays in lockdown doesn't mean skimping on the surprise factor. You can bake a cake for your loved one and eat it too, okay? Now, remember those irresistible coffee cakes, you know, our grannies used to make? Our omas definitely knew a thing or two when it came to baking. Now, this morning, Chef Clem, our Oba, is hoping to live up to Oma's standards with a delicious old school coffee cake using Willie's 100% Arabica ground Italian blend filter coffee. That was a mouthful,
You're not
but I
Aretha
got through
anymore.
it. Oh,
Call me Opa. No, I'll find
it's-
someone else now.
No, you know what? I wanted to play on the word. Oh, my, oh,
You're trying to save it now. You're trying to save it. You're just digging that hole. It's fine.
I tried. We
It's
love
fine.
you. I love you.
Thank you,
Ken.
thank you,
Come
friend.
on.
Okay, let's talk about this cake, right?
Yes.
So I never used to be a coffee person. And then I got like a little talk through from the guys at Woolies about all the different blends and how you should enjoy your coffee. It's like a coffee culture there. Now, I've got certain coffees for certain times of the day. It's like,
Do you believe that coffee is an acquired taste? Like
Yes.
different kinds of coffee
Yeah.
fit different moods?
absolutely. You can't just be like a regular coffee person. You need to find you need to find like what makes you happy. Like for instance, this is me in the morning, okay? Love this. And then I don't have normal milk, I use coconut milk.
Really?
So before I come into the studio, this is where I'm at. And
Oh,
like, it's
wow.
almost weird. Like if I don't have it, I just don't feel complete.
I've never tried this combination.
Okay, we'll sort you out, but let's actually sort you out with a cake. Okay. Cakes are super easy when you follow the steps and the science of how they all work, okay?
Okay.
This cake specifically is so easy to make. You ready? Okay. I've
I
got
feel
some...
intimidated by all of these ingredients. I feel
don't.
like it's like a formula. It's a science project.
Well, you know what? Science is fun, and cakes are science. But like I said, once you follow the steps, it's done. So in here, I've got some sugar, I've got some olive oil, and I love using oil in cakes. It kind of transfers the flavor so well, and it keeps the cake a little moist as well.
Do you use butter as well?
I use butter, I use canola oil, I use olive oil, I use coconut oil, I use like whatever.
All types of oil.
Just to make your cake like extra delicious. Then I got some buttermilk,
Okay.
one of my favorite ingredients in the whole world. Buttermilk is so amazing because I make a lot of fried chicken and I use buttermilk for my fried chicken. And then when I bake, using the same thing, it adds so much moisture to your cakes, to your pancakes. Buttermilk is
the one.
Amazing.
I love pancakes, so I might actually attempt to try using it in my pancake recipe.
Maybe next week on Facebook Live, we can make some pancakes together.
That
Like
would
different
be
types.
cool,
You can make like
yes.
crepes, you can make flapjacks.
Okay.
We'll do that. Cool, so buttermilk went in there, then some eggs going in, and it's always free range, always.
Free-range eggs. So
Free
now
range.
in there we have olive oil, we have sugar, we have buttermilk, and we have eggs.
Exactly, so
Free-range
what's,
eggs.
you got this. You see, it's so simple. A little bit of vanilla going in.
Okay, just for the taste or the
vanilla
smell.
and coffee are actually best friends.
Okay.
So even vanilla and coffee and chocolate as well, best friends. Whenever I make a chocolate cake, I always use a bit of coffee in the cake. It just brings out the flavor of the chocolate.
Okay.
So vanilla and coffee, their relationship is kind of, it just amps up the coffee flavor, makes it more floral. We speak so poetically about cakes.
But it's just a cake that you eat at the end of the day. But you know what? Just from looking at this cake, it looks moist.
It is, and that's the thing about cakes. I like, if you're gonna put in the effort to make it, make sure that it's not gonna be a dry cake. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely not.
Right, just like that. Then in my dry ingredients, I've got flour. I've got a bit of salt going in there, and then baking powder. I've got my sugar in this bowl over here.
Yes.
Very important when you bake, use salt. Salt brings out the flavor of everything else you're working with. It's not to make your dish, your cake salty, it's just to season it, bring out the flavors of what you're working with.
And also to balance every other ingredient.
Because
that's in there.
life is about...
Life is about finding the balance.
Exactly. We're not just baking cakes with you, South Africa.
No. We are giving you gems, okay? We are saying life is about balance. Therefore, find the salt that will balance everything that's going on.
The salt
in
of
your
the
life.
earth. Look
The
at that.
salt of the earth. The salt of life. I feel like that should be the quote of the day.
I like it. Be the salt of the earth. Find the
Be
balance.
The salt of the earth.
Okay.
Now, are we putting the coffee? Is that coffee?
It's coffee.
Okay.
So this is one that I've got in front of you over here, and it's freshly brewed. So this is our Italian blend coffee, and I'm just gonna add that like one time. It smells so good. So, okay, how would you describe yourself as a coffee person? Like, what? Sorry, I mean, how would you prefer your coffee?
You know what? What Jamie and Raul mentioned earlier on that Henny
Yes.
makes us coffee in the morning, every single morning without
How
fail.
nice, though.
So the Henny coffee really does bang. So I basically asked for 2 teaspoons of coffee. And
Be honest, is it
2
tablespoons?
sugars. Yeah, no, not tablespoons of
Okay.
what?
Okay, so I like that. I like mine very strong, with a little bit of coconut milk, because I'm fancy like that. Coconut milk, no sugar.
Okay.
No sugar.
No
I like it
sugar.
strong. I like it strong.
That's Jamie. That's how Jamie drinks her coffee. I can't not drink coffee without any sugar.
I find that if you got a good coffee and you find your blend that you like, there's enough flavor in there that you don't need extra sweetness. Then the coconut milk that I use is very aromatic, so you kind of compensate for all that sweetness in there, and I feel fancy.
You feel bougie. Oh, I like that.
It is just so amazing, and I feel for my fiance, like in the morning, she's like, because we wake up early in the morning,
Really?
so I try not to
When do you wake
disturb her.
up?
I wake up at about 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and then you got to brew coffee, but that smell of coffee permeating through the house, and
That's
that's
true.
instant. That's instant wake up. Like
You wake up.
so,
That's
yeah.
actually very, very true. Now, if you would like rather to get your hands on this amazing cake recipe that we are making, make sure to head over to our website, expressoshow.com. So what are we doing now?
Okay, I'm pouring the cake batter in the tins. They're gonna go into the oven. Then when they come out, they look so beautiful like that.
But why are you putting them in small tins? Why
Because here's the thing, if you want to bake one big cake, you can. It's going to take a lot longer because you
Yes.
got a lot more in one container. By dividing the batter into two, you're actually going to cook them in less time because it's less surface area, you're working with less space. Okay, cool. 2 beautiful layers.
There we go.
Then I used my favorite coffee to make this amazing icing. It's just butter, coffee, icing sugar, and, well, yeah, butter. I said butter.
Oh, so you use the coffee as well in your,
Yes.
in your icing?
What do you want with your coffee? More coffee.
More coffee.
More coffee. Okay, cool. How good does that look?
That looks delicious. And then we're going to put this layer now on top of it.
Yes. Do you like a lot of icing on your cake?
I do, actually.
And this,
But this kind of icing,
uh-huh,
yes.
it is so good. It's
Is it
chocolatey.
sweet, though? Do you imagine it to be sweet? Is it sweet?
Yeah,
How
that's
would
what
you
the
taste it?
icing sugar is in there to make it nice and sweet.
Okay.
So let's see. Beautiful cake done like
Beautifully
that.
baked.
That's so amazing. It's such a simple cake. It's such a simple cake, but
Very
it is
simple.
so delicious. And you got to be like rustic with the icing. Don't like make it smooth. Want it to have like little jaggedy bits,
Like a little bit rough around the edges.
just a little bit. Like life.
Like
Again,
life.
Like life.
sometimes can be rough around
You
the
want
edges.
some extra coffee on top of this cake?
Yes, why
Okay,
not?
I mean, no one's gonna go sleep. We all awake.
No.
A little bit
We're
of this.
just starting off our day. What do you mean?
Ah!
There we go.
Wow, no one's sleeping today.
Well done, Clem. This was absolutely easy. It looks delicious. I can't wait to dig in with Jane Ann as we're celebrating her birthday today. Once again, if you want to get your hands on this awesome recipe, just look at that. Make sure to head over to expressoshow.com. Okay, Clem, cut it. Cut it!
Oh, you can make my day.
morning, we catch up with former Miss SA top billing presenter and businesswoman Joanne Strauss. Joanne has been spending time at home with her family and been sending the public some positive vibes by reminding them to be kind to themselves. And we have her on the line this morning. Morning, Mama!
Yay! How are you all?
We're good. How are you?
You know what? When I heard that you guys were going to call any excuse to put on some makeup and to put on a T-shirt that's not just, you know, my usual mom gown, I was like, yeah, let's do it. So lockdown at least becomes a bit more exciting when Expresso's around.
Oh, we are so honored to have you this morning. For me personally, though, because we met each other 8 months ago at my audition for Presenter Search on 3, and I remember walking into the room and being like, oh my gosh, that's Joanne Strauss. Whatever you do not be nervous, do not say anything. And then, of course, I embarrassed myself for the first time. But it was okay. You were my hype woman.
I remember your audition so well, and I remember your energy, and you were like, you know, it's with Baba and Lives, and I was like, how do you look so glam with a very, very young baby? And I was like, no, this girl's got some serious energy. Good on you. So you impressed me months ago, so I'm glad to see you doing your thing.
Bless you, and I'm glad to see you doing your thing as well. I saw on your social media that you have been baking bread as well, doing all the things, spending time at home. But besides baking bread, what else have you been spending your time with now during lockdown?
It's been interesting. So we literally moved into our new house very quickly with very little furniture because we thought, you know, we were living in an apartment that's under 60 square meters with 3 kids. And we thought for lockdown, hopefully we need to give them a bit of space. So we moved in and it's been great. You know, we've had a lot of family time. I've been learning a lot about homeschooling and just getting to know our kids a bit better. It's actually quite interesting because you realize that, yes, of course, it's a tough time, but it's been good also as a family to bond and reconnect. And yeah, I don't think we'll ever take time like this for granted ever again.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the new place, by the way. But what would you say is the biggest adjustment for you now being home with the kids? Because obviously you have such a jam-packed schedule throughout the year, and then now just having to take a step back and be like, you know what, I'm home, I'm with 3 toddlers. What has that been like?
You know, it's been a paradigm shift. I think for me also, my husband is a doctor. And so he's between hospitals and it's a difficult time for our medical workers and our healthcare workers. So it's an interesting time, I think, psychologically, because one's dealing with a lot of different emotions. One's dealing with disappointment. One's dealing with anxiety and fear. Taking all of that in and understanding that these things are not within your control, but what you can control, you can try to make a positive impact, and that's another initiative I want to talk about. We all know that COVID-19 or Corona, that it's very infectious and very contagious. So the face masks, I mean, we realized that the surgical masks were flying off the shelves, and people who weren't supposed to necessarily take the surgical masks were buying them. And of course, the surgical masks are for the doctors, and we need to make sure that there's enough personal protection equipment for our doctors and the healthcare workers and the nurses who are literally at the forefront dealing with patients. So a friend of mine, 2 friends of mine actually, Dr. Barista and Cindy Bam. Cindy Bam's actually one of my favorite fashion designers. And Barist's an amazing doctor, an aesthetic doctor. And they actually came up with this idea to do masks for, firstly, Barista and Cindy came up with these masks that they are giving to all the patients in the orthopedic department, which is where Barista and our husbands work. So all the patients who come into their wards get issued a mask. The thing is, you don't know when somebody has COVID or doesn't. So prevention is better than cure. It just helps to know that if everybody wears masks, it drastically reduces the spread of the virus. The great thing for me is that Cindy is such an incredible fashion designer. And this morning, can I show you these? Don't
Please show me, please show me.
Try to make sure you get some. But she brought me a date night mask.
Can I just say, no one else in this world would have a bedazzled and such a glamorous face mask than you, Jo.
How fabulous. And you can wash it in with soap and water and leave it to dry for the next day. I saw that actually Rachel and Sia Khaleesi with their fantastic foundation that's doing such amazing work. They were also wearing them when they were doing some drop-offs and making sure that the most vulnerable in society also have access to food. So it's been an interesting situation, COVID and you know, the way we've been dealing with it as a country and as the world, but it's also been so beautiful to see how so many people rise to the challenge and think ways to help other people. I'll be totally honest, there are some days when I'm just like, you know, like, it is really hard. You think of the restaurants, you hear of your friends who are struggling with their businesses, you think of for example, domestic workers. I think the good thing is in all of this, we realize more and more, sometimes the people that we didn't value enough as a society, now you realize that those are the people keeping the engine of our country and our economy going. So I also want to encourage everyone, please keep trying to pay your staff, your domestic workers. I know it's really, really hard financially on everyone. But I think this is a time that as a nation, we really have to do our best to make sure that the most vulnerable in our societies are looked after.
Jo, we love you. But listen, before you go, what are you looking forward to the most after lockdown is over? And you still owe me a coffee, by the way.
I owe you a coffee, definitely. I am looking forward to a walk on the beach. I am looking forward to just seeing people and interacting with people and, yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to get to it and get you back to your kids and your amazing husband. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we look forward to see you once all of this is over.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that and all the best. And thanks for keeping South Africa happy and motivated in the morning.
Love you. Joanne's incredible spirit during this tough time is a true reflection that having a positive attitude is very important. Her advice to South Africa is to take a deep breath and tune into their happy place. It has been so remarkable chatting to Joanne this morning, and we hope you all the best with your family and your future endeavors.
It was so great talking to Joanne Strauss to see how she's coping, you know, with the lockdown. See that you are keeping healthy and happy. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has wreaked havoc globally and changed life as we know it for most people, especially the vulnerable. But there has been an outpouring of support for South Africa's most vulnerable during this extended lockdown period in the form of feeding schemes and food packages. Now, food entrepreneur and restaurant owner Miles Kubeka has never shied away from helping those in need and is a big believer in giving back to the community you came from. He joins us this morning to tell us about how he's helping to feed those in need during the lockdown. A very good morning to you, Mr. Kubeka. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You've been involved in feeding schemes before, right? And now you're helping to feed communities during this pandemic. Why was starting this initiative so important to you?
So I run a food accelerator called Wakanda, and I work with amazing entrepreneurs in the food space, guys who are doing food tech, alternative protein, nutrition, and that kind of thing. And when you work with bright young entrepreneurs, often the sum of the parts are greater than the whole. And when we saw COVID coming, we thought, you know, most of our businesses, including particularly the entrepreneurs' businesses, were going to be impacted by this. So instead of standing by and watching, I was blown away as to how many of the entrepreneurs said, you know what, we want to be part of the solution. Yes, we're not going to have an income for the next foreseeable future, especially being in the food industry, but we don't want to stand by. We want to be part of the solution, and they wanted to help fix the problem.
And then are they volunteering their time and their expertise?
I'm blown away.
Wow.
Volunteering time, expertise, and of course, you know, it's a tough time. You know, you have to be essential services, so we obviously followed all the right protocols. We are essential services, and as you can understand, people in the food business, chefs and so forth, are the best, you know, equipped because we taught health and safety from the beginning. So after we got our accreditation, we went out and we just started becoming part of the solution. We started cooking. But the biggest thing for me was to understand what the actual problem was in the communities.
Yes.
Because there's already a lot of charity guys doing the charity stuff. We didn't want to do charity because I think there's experts for that. But we wanted to figure out how to solve the food issue. And in most townships particularly, it's an access thing. You know, when there's a lockdown, all of a sudden the channels that would normally distribute food don't work anymore because of the shutdown. So some of the quarter places and so forth have, you know, they're not obviously selling food, which means there's a huge percent of the population that was getting food under normal circumstances that is now not getting the food.
And that's very true, especially the access part of it. I mean, we reported most recently that, especially with school initiatives, the feeding schemes at schools, that they're no longer running. So the children, you know, some of them, that's the only kind of access they have to food. So what you're doing is very essential. But which communities are you targeting specifically?
So we've worked in Deep Sloot, in Alex, in Denver, in downtown Johannesburg. And the biggest thing, to your point, it has been about access. You know, there's unintended consequences of a lockdown. So places like spaza shops, while they might have the, you know, the certificate to trade because they are an essential service, but the problem is that most of them are closed because they have never had the ability to print that certificate, because the print shops or the internet shops are shut down because they are not essential services.
Yes.
But before you know it, you know, an unintended consequence has an impact of a whole broad community not getting food. And so those are the things that we are essentially solving for.
And then how long will it go on for? As we move on to different levels, do you then relax a little bit, or are you planning on continuing even beyond the, you know, the lockdown period?
You see, I think the focus will differ. As I said to you, we don't believe we're doing a charity drive. This is about not the poor necessarily. This is about the poorly paid. These are the people who would have had a piece job, the shoe fixer at the corner, the guys who, you know, have all these small businesses that keep the township going, but can't do that anymore because of the lockdown. So these guys would have had money to sustain themselves daily because they do these kind of jobs, and now they can't because obviously the situation. So our intent is to look at how to fix problems sustainably. Otherwise, we keep coming back to doing the same thing.
Yes.
And so, to answer your question, it will differ in terms of our focus over as the phases go of the lockdown.
I mean, I'm happy that you are using your expertise and, you know, to a certain extent, your privilege to lend a helping hand, because even yesterday, our president was saying, you know, it's time for people to start acting on the plight of the poor, to kind of help them, you know, especially during this pandemic, to kind of create this sense of fairness and a just country. So what you guys are doing is absolutely that. But then for some of us at home, you know, who want to also be a part of this change, how can people get involved and donate to this feeding initiative? Are you accepting any donations at all?
Yes, we've been blessed because we are working with some of the great partners like SA Harvest, Pick and Pay, and Liberty. So if you do want to take part and make a change yourself, you can. I'll furnish you guys with the details. So you can do a donation to SA Harvest, who have been phenomenal in making sure that food gets distributed to the relevant communities. Plus, they are an NPO, so they have all the relevant paperwork to make sure that your money is going to the right place.
Miles Kubeka, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You are doing incredible work and we salute you. Please have yourself a fantastic morning further.
Thank you, and you too.
Now, Miles Kubeka is just another one of those admirable individuals who are making a difference in their community. And should you have any more additions or whatever it may be, then you'll communicate with leadership.
Yes. Hello? Hello?
Everything was there.
Mayor Plato, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you.
Thanks so much for waking up so early. Well, you probably wake up this time or just before all the time, but for making time for us this morning to chat.
No problem.
Just to take you through or run you through what we're going to talk about. So we'll just go over, a bit of an update on the coronavirus in the country before we zoom in on the Western Cape and Cape Town. And then we'll look at level 4 and what that means for Cape Town and then the Western.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you gorgeous people. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live on SABC3 on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for choosing to start the morning off with us. Now, the coronavirus is obviously the talk of the world, and the COVID-19 cases, they continue to climb. Yesterday surpassed the 3 million mark worldwide. That is an alarming number, alarming statistics. But to bring it back to home or closer to home, all 9 South African provinces have now recorded coronavirus cases, with the Western Cape now topping the list with the most reported cases in the country. Now, the Mayor of Cape Town, Dan Plato, talks to us, and he talks us through the latest statistics or stats on the coronavirus in South Africa, and tells us more about what we can expect during level 4. Good morning, Mayor Dan Plato. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you so much.
Can you give us an update on the coronavirus in South Africa first?
Yeah, look, our figures in South Africa is rising. I think we take note of the figures on a day-to-day basis. In Cape Town, I sit with my mayoral committee members almost every day. We analyze the figures. We're looking specifically at the Western Cape and Cape Town. That is our base. We focus on. And as you know and be aware, we're standing at 1,737 confirmed cases in the Western Cape alone. And then with regard to Cape Town, in the region of 1,363. The figures are rising, looking at the death for Cape Town at 33, but overnight another 2 people pass on that will bring the Cape Town figure up to 35. We are not happy with the figures, and that is why the mayoral committee sit and to look at other measures we would love to put in place to assist government as a whole to contain the virus. I think containment for Cape Town and the Western Cape currently is key.
Mayor, thank you very much to you, of course, and the committee for obviously always making sure that you are on the pulse of this situation and moving swiftly when it requires that you do so. Let's talk about level 4. We know that will be implemented across the country on Friday, the 1st of May. How does level 4 differ from what we know as level 5, what we have been experiencing since the start of the pandemic in the country?
Look, some difference, some changes, not much. You're all aware of what the president said last week, Thursday, the issue with regard to the restaurants and that they could do deliveries, and some businesses that could open under very strict conditions, cigarettes to be sold and that sort of thing. The key factor for me is small business people, the SME, small, medium, micro enterprises, but also what we call in our communities the people living under the breadline, the people that is dependent on a couple of rands per day to put the bread on the table the evening. They can't go and work. They can't go and they can't go and scuttle. They can't go and do their thing, and those communities are really suffering. I deal with many communities in Cape Town on a day-to-day basis, and to see the hunger and people phoning you, saying to you, Mayor, we're really hungry, can't you not help, and that sort of thing. The issue is to reach out to each and every household that are hungry and to assist them. And I want to applaud this morning all the NGOs out there, all the people that opened soup kitchens, all the businesses that are contributing. I'm not going to mention any businesses' names. There's many businesses really opening their hearts for the people of Cape Town, but also individual households clubbing together to make pots of food and to go and hand it out for the hungry people out there. And those people really appreciate what the people of Cape Town are doing for them. So at the end of the day, I would love to see a relaxing of some of our business regulations and measures, just to relax it a bit more, just to enable the lower-end people to begin to operate so that they can at least go and find their piece of bread.
Mayor, I think the one thing that we can take out of this and away from this situation is that we've seen how it's been able to, in a very weird way, galvanize citizenry and people across the country coming together, as well as businesses working with the government to make sure that no one is left behind as far as this is concerned. But to talk about the Western Cape and the number of cases, we know that we now lead in the number of cases as the Western Cape in South Africa. Talk to us a bit about the expanded testing that the city of Cape Town has been doing over the past 4 weeks and has had to do over the last 4 weeks.
Look, our figures is quite dramatic. Over 70,000 screenings have been done, and over 5,700 tests have been done over the last 2 weeks, which is, I believe, it is absolutely...
Your call has been placed on hold. Please wait.
Oh, we seem to have lost Mayor Dan Plato on there, of course, speaking about the amount of work that the city of Cape Town has been putting in to ensure that they manage the coronavirus spreading in the Western Cape. As we know and we've seen in reports, the Western Cape now leads in the country as far as the number of coronaviruses, the ones have tested positive, has come out. But make sure that at home you do your bit. Comply with the rules of each lockdown level. There are going to be difficult times, but we can make it so we can ensure that we limit the spread of COVID-19. More information on what the City of Cape Town and the Western Cape government is doing online, sacoronavirus.co.za.
Now, of course, South Africa, we are challenging you once again, and we're challenging your hearts to nominate your lockdown legends. And of course, in our community, we could do both. And you can win a game voucher this morning, and we've got something really, really exciting. So yesterday, we were proud to call the Randburg Community Group Firefighters Association and the Rapid Intervention Team our very first lockdown legends for shining a light during lockdown and surprising kids with a special birthday drive. But now we want to know who your lockdown legends are and why.
If you know someone spreading positivity in any way and in any unexpected way, rather, nominate them and you could both win a 1,000 Rand game voucher. To enter, all you have to do is tell us who your lockdown legend is and why. Hashtag #GotGame and tag in game stores and you could win. Now, T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com and the competition runs until the 8th of May 2020.
Yeah, now, of course, in the spirit of being prepared, Game has you covered with all the essential items that you need. And these include groceries, pet food, cleaning items, hand sanitizer, baby products, and stationery for all your homeschooling needs. And also, just in time for the colder season, the list has expanded to include heaters. And if you find any essential products at a cheaper price, show them online in store, and they'll beat that price by 10% on the difference under their price beat promise.
And remember, they're open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday, Sunday and public holidays from 9 to 3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You almost want to sing every time you find yourself in the kitchen. Sing for your meal. And this morning, we're all about coffee in the kitchen. Because what's better? Nothing. If you're like me, you've probably also spent a lot of time in lockdown wondering when next you'll be able to enjoy your favorite blend at your local coffee shop. Yes, I know that. I know it's difficult. Well, despair no longer, because as Woolies has your back. With a full range of coffees, you can practice your barista skills in the comfort of your own home and be impressive once it's all done. Of course, today Chef Clem is going to be showing us exactly how to do that. Clem, bring it on.
Okay, so we made a cake. Now I want to make you a delicious drink. Okay.
Woo, okay, taking us all the way to the levels of Sis Princess and beyond.
Yeah, I want to do like a little cocktail thing as well, because, I mean, this is a frozen coffee. It's delicious. It's naughty, but it's amazing.
Ooh, naughty by nature, naughty by
Okay, cool.
us.
Let's get started. So what I've done is I've taken the toffee milkshake.
Wow, okay, so wait.
Okay.
Is this going where I think it's going? We're getting the milkshake in with the coffee.
Yes.
Oh, you got my full
all right.
attention. Let's go.
Okay, so what I've done is I've taken it and I've frozen it into little ice cubes.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add it to my NutriBullet.
Nice.
Because, okay, initially it was going to be a salted caramel coffee.
Okay.
It is so decadent, okay?
Okay.
So you can also get the Woolies salted caramel milk, and that's just like shortcut, like just freeze that and just add that to the coffee.
You can use that instead of the milkshake.
This one's a little naughtier.
Okay.
Okay.
Why do you say it's naughty? I want to know
Because
that.
it's a milkshake being blended.
Oh, so the indulgence factor
But
is
you know, when
coming
you're wearing
through
such an amazing scarf, I feel like you need the indulgent, the fancy.
Yeah.
This
I like how you switch it up and take your coffee from coffee to coffee.
Okay, I'm actually gonna add more because I'm gonna make a double batch.
Nice, I like it.
Okay.
Enough for everyone here. Okay.
That's going in. Then I've got my freshly brewed coffee, and I'm using...
How did you brew this coffee?
Okay, so I'm using a little percolator, but you can totally use a French press.
Okay.
That's
and if you don't have a French press, and you have a kettle and a...
Yeah, then you get like a little strainer and you just pour it. You could do like the drip style, just pour that over. Okay. But like in the first segment, I showed you the coffee that I have in the morning, which is an instant coffee.
Yes.
Amazing.
The thing is with Woolies coffee is that you simply cannot go wrong, and it doesn't matter what level and the type of coffee it is that you are getting from there, whether it's the instant coffee we're talking about or just the beans. It's just, you can't get it wrong.
You can't. My favorite thing is to go into store and then go straight to the coffee guys first, and I have a little powwow there. Okay, cool. Go get my coffee, then I work out my shopping list.
Yeah.
And the guys know me already. Canal Walk is my store. The guys at Woolies there, they know me already. Yeah. So when I come in there, they know what my blend, they know everything.
Yeah.
Cortado.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cortado.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I get my coffee, make my shopping list.
Yeah.
It's make it like at home, yeah.
You're definitely like one of those shoppers who are walking around and spending the longest amount of time in the shop, and your fiance's probably wondering where you are. Meanwhile, 2 hours later, you've had 2 cups of coffee, you've walked from aisle to aisle, indulging. Tell me if I'm lying.
No, it's the absolute truth. And you know what always happens? Like, I get caught up in a corner, like with all the aunties in the wood store, we start talking about recipes and how would you use that? And she's not even phasing anymore. She's like, I know. I'm just gonna follow the voice. Where's he?
And next thing, would you like a coffee? Come
there we go, done.
But I love this. Well, listen, we're making use of 100% Arabica coffee beans. We've heard a lot about it in the news. I've read about it in lifestyle blogs. What is the fuss? What's the hype? What is 100% Arabica?
It's just the most, how can I explain it? It's the most robust, the most purest form of coffee. You get so much aroma from it, so much taste from it. It's the one that you want.
Okay, it's
so
what
Woolies
you need to be having.
Exactly, and Woolies have gone the distance and they sourced these beans, roasted it to perfection with the professionals. They've done the grind for you, put it in the bag for you. Then they've also got the beans for you if you want to grind your own at home. They've done everything. You've got everything to become the ultimate barista at home.
And it's fair trade as well. And
that's the most important thing.
The thing about Woolies is just fair trade and sustainability. They don't forget that. While you enjoy your good coffee, know that it's been sourced in the most ethical ways possible.
Okay, you ready for this? So what I've done is I've added my frozen cubes, and I'm going to add more because we've been talking about this meat melting. So now I get to add more. Then I added a little bit of milk just to help it mix through, and then our freshly brewed coffee.
Imagine how creamy and rich that's all going to be coming together. I love that.
Okay.
If you want to get your hands on this recipe, why don't you go on to expressoshow.com. We've loaded it on there together with all the ingredients, a list of all these different ingredients we're making use of. Of course, you can cheat and tweak them here and there. Like instead of using the milkshake, you can use
the salted caramel milk.
There's a lot you can do.
The chocolate milk, whatever you want to use.
Whatever milk.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Milk? Yes, let's go. You can smile like Nicole when she blitz the stuff. She does it with a big smile on her face.
You have to.
I love
it's
it.
amazing. And you want the texture. You want it to be like thick. Okay. Then, what's a salted caramel coffee?
A little bit of salt. Okay.
You wouldn't use the salt if you had the salted caramel milk because that seasoning's already in there.
Hey.
Then,
Okay, yes.
Go,
yes.
hit me with a hey.
I wanted to find out because now every single time I'm with you, I get creatively inspired to add some new and interesting things. Could you add some freshly chopped chili to give it a nice spicy element?
Look at you coming
you
for
do
my
that?
job.
Could
coming
you do that?
Yes. Okay, you could totally.
Yeah.
So now, last thing, also very naughty. I'm using the caramel sauce, caramel crunch sauce. As it sits, as it gets poured over something cold, it sets and it cracks.
I love that. Okay, cool. So that you can get at Woolies as well. The caramel crunch sauce. Wow, I never even heard of that. Then you're mixing it all up again.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then you pour, and then you drink.
So the thickness and the richness of it depends on how much you want it to be, right? There's no prescription around that.
No, not at all. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that looks so good.
In case you're wondering why I have the tin roof ice cream here, my after dinner treat.
I wasn't wondering. I will have the tin roof ice cream anytime without asking you questions, but you can't tell me.
So what I do is I take a scoop of tin roof ice cream, put it in a cup, pour over some freshly brewed coffee, an affogato. Oh my goodness,
Imagine
oh my goodness.
that as you tuck in to watch your favorite series, your favorite movie, have the whole family with a glass in hand, a nice straw in hand, or depending on how thick it is, a nice little spoon they go in there. Okay,
Okay, I'll have this, you can have the whole cake.
I'll have that as well, please.
I'll make you
some
another.
of it. Okay, cool. I want to have the whole cake. I'll leave some for everybody else. ExpressoShow.com if you want to get your hands on the recipe with a list of all the ingredients. This is what we call the Woolies difference. Yes, sir.
Oh, Jamie, these boys are being naughty in the kitchen. Did you see that?
I have so much FOMO. Please keep me some to be. I know he's probably went right in there, but that is coffee that went to private school. I'm not even trying to lie.
Beyond Model C,
Chef Clem just took that up a notch, indeed. But of course, on this morning's social media platforms, we asked you, how do you like to do your coffee at home now that we are missing out on all those, barista moments? So a lot of people came through and sent us through their ways. Let us know what they're saying. Their barista skills.
So we first had Melanie Sherry, who says, the froth is very important to me. I see that froth game is on point this morning, Melanie. Love your work. And then we've got Mark Gavin saying, my mom Sylvia makes the best coffee. P.S. Don't tell everyone. Mark, I'm sorry, but the jig is up. The whole world knows.
Sylvia, please, Mom Sylvia, if you can make us no sugar. We also want some coffee as well. And then another one came through from Quentin saying, morning team, I'm glad to be back. I enjoy coffee on my own to introspect and reflect on the day's work. Oh, okay, Quentin, we see you. And then Obeida Sali says, hello family, I love my filter coffee, so it's a must to have every morning. But strange, in the Ramadan, all my life, I will have tea. It's good to switch things up a bit, Obeida.
Out there. And then we've got Laura Pile, who says, boiled water into my cup first, to make my cup, I think, to make the cup warm.
My cup?
Ah, okay, I got you. And then half water, half milk. I see, so you're getting some loving in the cup first, get it warm, get some snuggles and hugs.
Can you imagine Laura's mommy, spending so much money on milk? It's like, ooh, I can't, Laura, listen.
And then we've got Sizwe last up saying, good morning team, I'm sure he's meant to say that. I enjoy my morning coffee with my she, like hers, black, and I like mine with lots of cream and sweet and tasty. I mean, this guy's all about the flavors, I see. Sizwe, indeed. I'm loving these barista skills. Thank you guys for sending it in. And we've got so much magic to come. Over to the news.
We've reached the final hour of the show. It's time for us to have the last look at the news headlines. Starting off with our national news. South Africa currently has 4,793 confirmed cases of COVID-19, which is an increase of 247 from the previous day's reported cases, the Department of Health said last night. The Health Department also recorded 3 more COVID-19 related deaths, bringing the total to 90. Earlier, Health Minister Zweli Mkhize said South African hospitals are currently not overwhelmed by the COVID-19 pandemic. There hasn't been a lot of ventilator usage, and at the moment, there isn't a high demand of high care patients. Still on national news, 7 suspects have been arrested for allegedly breaking into schools and other residential areas in Limpopo. Police said the suspects, aged between 24 and 64, were allegedly linked to several burglaries in the area. Earlier, Limpopo Department of Education spokesperson Ditimalo Chuene confirmed that the number of schools that have been vandalized in the province have risen to more than 70. In the first 3 weeks of the lockdown alone, 397 schools were vandalized across the country. Moving further afield, President Tayyip Erdogan yesterday said that Turkey will send medical gear, including protective suits and masks, to the United States to help its efforts to contain the coronavirus outbreak. The shipment will be delivered via a Turkish military plane. The US now has more than 979,000 confirmed cases. Almost a third of the 54,000 deaths happened in New York City alone. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump was heavily criticized after suggesting at Thursday's White House news conference that disinfectant could potentially be used as a treatment for the virus. Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo yesterday announced plans to construct more than 90 hospitals to beef up Ghana's health system in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. The president said the pandemic has exposed the weakness in the country's health system following years of underinvestment. The majority of health facilities are poorly resourced and many parts of the country do not have hospitals at all. According to the World Health Organization, there are currently around 9 hospital beds for every 10,000 citizens. And now, how Captain Tom Moore continues to make headlines. The 100-year-old UK war veteran who has raised £29 million for the NHS by walking laps of his garden is making headlines again. He has now been honoured with a special postmark. Royal Mail will stamp all letters with a message to celebrate Captain Tom Moore's 100th birthday on Thursday with "Happy 100th birthday, Captain Thomas Moore, NHS fundraising hero, 30th April 2020. His initial £1,000 fundraising target was broken in about 24 hours, and he has now extended his challenge to 200 laps. Meanwhile, it was revealed that Captain Tom would be the first ever centenarian to top the charts after his duet with Michael Ball went straight to #1. Proceeds of You'll Never Walk Alone will be going to the NHS Charities Together Fund. Captain Thomas Moore has indeed showed no one is too old to change the world. Turning our gaze into the world of entertainment, extensions braided into your hair can take anywhere between a few hours to a full day to complete, and a whole lot of patience, trust me. Now, this is why enthusiasts are praying local Gqom star Shoma Jonesy, who recently shared a video showcasing the process of braiding her own hair, which took a whopping 12 hours. Sheesh. Now, she explained that it took 2 days to get the strength to do it, and she wouldn't have done it if she had another option. Fans are showing their love for her talent and the final look, and have joked that with those skills, she will never be too broke to get her hair done. Well, that's the final look at the news headlines today. Right now, it's time to get into the weather with Uncle Tabzi.
Thank you very much, Kuhle. It's just after 8 o'clock, time for us to take a final look at the weather across the country. And then first, we take a look at those beautiful sunrise pictures that we've asked you to send in. Thank you to Romano Bogard for sending us the stunning sunrise picture, showing off the early morning sky and empty streets in Sea Point, Cape Town. Romano has been enjoying his spectacular view of the beach, the mountains from Sea Point for the duration of the national lockdown. Stunning views. Thank you so much for that, Romano. Of course, the mother city can expect hazy sunshine today, reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. We also got this beautiful picture from Tshepo T. It's out in Bloemfontein, the cloudy conditions of Bloemfontein this morning, where, of course, your temperatures are getting a little bit tricky as the temperatures change, with an occasional rain expected and a thunderstorm reaching a high of 17 degrees. Have a great day, Romano and Tshepo. Now, we know that the South African Weather Service has warned that severe thunderstorms with heavy downpours and cold conditions can be expected in most parts of the country. Just a reminder on that. And now we take a final look at those numbers, see what the temperatures are looking like across the country. We start off with Polokwane, mostly cloudy conditions for you today. 13 is your low, reaching a high of 23. And if you're out in Mbombela, expect thunder showers. 15 your low, reaching highs of 24. The capital city, Pretoria, 10, reaching a high of 16 with some rain expected today. And of of course, cooler conditions with periods of rain and a thunderstorm for Johannesburg. 8 is where you start off, and you will peak at 14 degrees. If you're out in Mahikeng, some sun and thunder showers today. 10 is your low, reaching a high of 20. In Klerksdorp, 10 and 18. Expect some rain over there. Morning showers are expected out in Kimberley with some sun and thunder showers. 9 and 17. Those are your temperatures. Rainy times out in Bloemfontein. This one is for you, Tsepo. Listen out. 7, that's your low, reaching a high of 17. With the highest temperatures in the country today, that's for Richards Bay. It's a rainy day. 15 is your low, reaching a high of 29. Rain also in Pietermaritzburg today. 12, reaching a high of 16. With South Africa's playground, Durban, at 18 and 21. If you're out in Mthatha, expect a light southwesterly breeze. It's going at 7 kilometers per hour, and your temperatures are 10 and 15. East London, cool with periods of rain today. 14 minimum, reaching a maximum of 18. And rainy times for Craddock, 6 and 14. Those are your temperatures. Port Elizabeth, the friendly city, 13, reaching a high of 20. And a gentle easterly breeze is expected, going at 17 k's per hour. That's for George. 11 is where you start off. You will peak at 19 degrees. It's a nice sunny day for you. And of course, you've got a cold start to the morning. Mostly sunny conditions for Sutherland. 1, that's your low, reaching a high of 17. If you're in the mother city, Cape Town, 12 and 23. That's for you, Romano, and everybody else in the, Cape Town. And plenty of sunshine. For Worcester, 9 is your low, reaching a high of 24. Sunny times out in Uppington today. 7, that's your low, reaching a high of 23 degrees. Sounds pretty nice in most parts of the country, but no matter what it's looking like in your part of the country, be sure to make it a feel-good type of Tuesday. Now, time for us to be inspired how to really learn it, get into the behavior of your dog.
Every pet owner will tell you that their dog is the best and the cutest and the smartest and just the ultimate dog, hey? And we don't disagree, but as much as our dogs can be the biggest sweethearts, sometimes they have their moments and will chew up the couch or get into a fight with a neighbor's cat. We've all been there. And while everyone is allowed a bad day, sometimes there's more to their behavior than meets the eye. Now, here to tell us what's up with our pets is our favorite vet in town, Dr. Karun Brink. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
And yeah, I thought our pets were just throwing tantrums. But, you know, if we do have a pet that likes to chew everything around the house and doesn't take well to instructions, what can we do? And maybe you can give us some tips on how to manage this.
The best thing would be to find out what motivates the chewing, because each animal will chew for a different reason. If it is a puppy, it might be that it is teething, so you can just provide a teething toy for your puppy. It can be that your dog bored, so you're going to need to do more exercise and more mental stimulation for your pup. Or it can be that your doggy is anxious, and then they will need to see a veterinary behaviorist to help you in that process to ease the dog's anxiety.
Does this then refer to different breeds, or are all dogs then the same? Would you say it changes from breed to breed?
No. I mean, anxiety, I think there are some dog breeds that are more prone to being anxious, but not usually. This doesn't differ from breed to breed. It depends more on the socialization and more on the mental stimulation that the owners provide for these pups.
Okay, got it. Now, if a pet owner maybe feels that their dog is a bit aggressive and not friendly with strangers, how can we then help change its behavior, and what can cause this aggression in dogs?
I always tell owners you need to go to the root of the problem. Usually aggression is due to a lack of socialization. A puppy has a certain window period where you need to socialize it between 6 to 14 weeks, and then that period closes for your pup. So the moment they get aggressive, they're usually aggressive due to the fear of the unknown and not due to aggression itself. So the best would be is to go when they're young to socialize them well. And if you have an aggressive dog, rather go to a veterinary behaviorist to help you correct this problem. Maybe there's something else underlying, and usually this is not a quick fix. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience to get this under control.
Talking about that socialization now, obviously we're in lockdown now. A lot of pets can't take their dogs out for socializing. What can then be done right now in the space that they're in?
I think the best would be then to socialize them around things in the house. You know, if you vacuum, that they're not scared of noises. If you have glasses in the house, put your glasses on, that I can get accustomed to somebody with glasses on. You can put a beard on. If you have a Santa beard lying there in the cupboard, put it on, that I can see, oh, this is what somebody with beards look like, a hat. Even if you smell familiar, your sight would still be different. And you can even try noises on the television or YouTube. Get a cat that meows, get other dogs that bark, that I do get accustomed to these different sounds and things that I see.
Absolutely. So still keep them stimulated and active during this space. Now, my next question might be a little gross, but I'm sure we've all seen it. And I really need to ask this. Why do dogs sometimes eat their own poop or even eat the grass?
I always tell people sometimes this can be normal behavior, but it can be unacceptable behavior. But you still need to look out for the things that can cause this. It can be that there is a nutritional deficiency or that they are underfed, so they're hungry. Sometimes it can be due to a behavior problem. A person that potty trains their puppy by smacking their bum, the puppies will sometimes eat the poop that the people will not see, that they actually messed something. It can be due to boredom, so they eat their poop because they want actually something to do. Or it can also be when a dog is anxious, and you sometimes get dogs that just like to eat it, you know, and there's nothing you can do. They just like the taste of it.
Weird, very, very weird. But I'm sure dogs are somewhat also like kids in the sense that they have more energy than we do sometimes, and the more mischief they will get up to as well. But is it possible for a dog to have too much energy, or perhaps that certain dogs need more stimulation and exercise than others?
Yes, it is possible, and there is certain breeds that are very energetic. All your terrier breeds, example, your Jack Russell breeds, your retrievers, your golden retriever, your Labrador retrievers, all your shepherds, like your German shepherds, your collie breeds, your border collies, and your Alaskan Malamutes, Huskies, and Belgian Malinois are some of the breeds that is highly energetic, and you need to know what you're getting yourself into when you purchase a dog like that.
And those Yorkies, those ankle biters, right?
Yes, I can also be very energetic, yeah.
Would you then say that a dog's diet influences their behavior as well?
It can definitely influence their behavior. If they are, for example, and this happens in cats as well, are fed an improper diet with a mineral imbalance, they can form bladder stones, and they will be in pain the whole time, so they will show painful behavior. It has been shown that puppies that eat a diet with added omega-6s and omega-3 fatty acids are easier to train, and senior dogs with added antioxidants, they are usually a little bit more smarter and alert because it delays the aging process of the brain. So it definitely can have an influence on their behavior.
Lots of useful tips again for our dogs. Thank you so much, Dr. Brink. You are the best in town.
It's a huge pleasure.
It's a brand new day, and Ultra Dog is giving you the chance to win one of their 5 personalized Ultra Dog hampers. Now, each hamper is valued at 2,000 Rand and includes a selection of their vet quality, scientifically engineered pet food. They will also throw in some fun toys and grooming essentials that your pets will absolutely love. Now, to stand a chance of winning today's hamper, we want you to tell us why your dog is the ultimate good boy. Share your entry on the competition post on the Expresso Facebook page and get your entry in before 5 p.m. to qualify. T's and C's apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
Kick off your savings goals with 0 monthly fees and unlimited swipes. Get a pay-as-you-use account on the Nedbank Money app today. Money.
Clover fresh milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's Tropica Tuesdays, everybody. Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao, is about winning smooth fame and fortune, but it's also known for building relationships and strong bonds between team members. Now, one of these teams that have formed a cohesive bond is Team Pineapple. They are funny, spicy, and can be oh so dramatic.
It's a brand new day. We have chosen each other.
Yes, look at.
Yeah,
look at.
the winners have chosen each other.
Ooh, the drama. Now, joining me now on a video call is the beloved actress and TV personality, Ntando Duma, and our also handsome team member, Sipho Setu. Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Looking also beautiful in the morning. I love that you guys are joining us this morning. Listen, let me just start by saying I love you. I live for your energy, the spice, the drama, everything that you bring to the show. Oh, man, do you think that it was like a mutual friendship or relationship that you guys created, or was one more in love with the other? Give the tea, give the tea.
Ntando, what do you have to say?
I think it was just a natural bond, you know, that we formed before we even got to choose each other, you know, and it even got way better when we started, you know, teaming up and doing all these challenges together. So it was just very smooth and natural.
Definitely, like we didn't even have to try too hard. Like we just gravitated towards each other. So that's it, Team Pineapple.
I love it. And now that we're obviously in lockdown, how are you guys maintaining that relationship? Are you guys video calling, Zoom meetings? What are you guys doing now to keep that spice alive?
I mean, we don't have to do all of those things. The fire is there without even talking to each other. The fire is just there. It's enjoying our Tuesday or Tropical Tuesdays, you know, tweeting about it, engaging on social media, and obviously giving more spice and more spice.
You're here for it. Setu, what about you? Do you think that, like, you guys are chatting on the DL? Maybe, like, Tanda doesn't want to say that right now, but do you feel that you guys are still making the relationship grow stronger right now?
I feel like you're trying to get something out of us. I don't know what it is, but okay.
I do, because I said from day one, I wanted some kind of like a love island where we ended off with like a bachelor proposal or something. So maybe I'm just hinting that the two of you, you know, some, you know, caramel, chocolate, all of that. No? Am I fishing too much? No, listen.
It's a PG show. We can't get into that.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. It is a morning show. But a lot of people is also using this time, you know, to do things that they've never done before, or they never had time for. How have you guys been keeping busy during this time?
Oh, man, I've been trying so many new things. I mean, now that I finally have the time on my hands, I wanted to try meditating. I wanted to try yoga. So I'm starting, like, I'm doing all these things. I've got a stack of books that I haven't read. So I'm doing that.
Yoga?
Taking things off my list.
Oh, wow. So what about you, Ntando?
I have, you know, I'm a mom, and I've got a little one who always runs around the house. So I actually, more than anything, I try to keep her busy because, you know, she gets really irritated being in the house forever. So we get to do some really fun things. We get to learn. We get to do some edgy fun, you know, some really nice things on YouTube. And I also get to work out because obviously I'm not planning to come out of this lockdown looking boom, boom, okay? So I work out, watch TV, cook, you know, I even discovered that I actually can bake. So I've been baking this whole time. And I mean, it's actually been like really, really cool.
That mom bod is looking...
How good is your baking?
It's 11, okay?
Wait, okay. Okay.
Coming for each other, listen. And Ntando, that mom bod is looking on fleek. Let me just tell you, you're looking, my friend, snatched for the waist, for the guys, for the everything. I'm living for it. Listen, it's also Tropica Tuesday, and as we've established, you have a very good relationship, but what are some of the best moments or highlights that you guys have both shared on the island? And Ntando, I'll start maybe with you this time.
Oh my God, I had to think. I mean, it's actually quite a lot. I mean, Kim, to go first.
I won't even lie to you. My best moment with Ntando on the island was every day. I mean, every day there was something new. Every day there was something new. Like, there's so many memories to actually... There's so many memories to actually think back to, but honestly, every single day. Every single day.
I have to agree with Setu. I mean, we created a special moment every single day. We cried, we laughed a lot. We got burnt by the sun because it's really hot out there. But most of all, I think we had fun and we had some really incredible time also, you know, dwelling with other teams and also whipping them.
Tim, tim, ta-dam. Tim, tim, ta-dam. No, I'm joking. I'm teasing you guys. Listen, it's also elimination tonight. Are you guys ready for tonight's episode? Because I'm not ready. What are you guys feeling ahead of tonight's episode?
Ready. Can I just say that we are always ready? You know, we are that team. We are those underdogs. You know, we are that team that, you know, is taken for granted, but we're actually coming with fire every week. You know, so and it's elimination week. It's elimination week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so we are also very happy about that. You know, we don't know who's going to go home, but we are also happy. You know, it's nothing personal, Chief. It's just a game.
Just a game. It's just a game.
Nothing personal, just a game. Team Pineapple, thank you so much for all the shade, all the drama, keeping us entertained. I love you guys. Have an amazing day further.
Thank you.
All right, you too. Thank you so much for having us.
I love you, Setu.
Love you too. Team Pineapple forever, baby.
All of that. Now, if you want to catch up with all that drama and want to find out which team says farewell tonight, watch Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao tonight at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC3.
Tonight at 7:30 on Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao. It's a battle for survival as 4 teams become 3.
We know exactly what we need to fight for.
Just when we thought this was hard enough.
Wow.
Push me! Push me!
Stop! Get out!
It's going to be a nightmare.
It's a delicate balance as teams battle their way through challenges to avoid elimination on Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao. That's Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao tonight at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Tonight at 7:30, make sure to tune in to SABC3 to catch Tropical Island of Treasure Curacao to see all the action with our favorite team, Team Pineapple. I actually really like that team. They're so cool and they're so fun. They bring the drama, they bring the romance, they bring the spice. We see you guys dodging those bullets when it came to Jamie's love questions, but we love you anyways. But right now, what we're about to show you is proof that you don't need to spend hours in the kitchen to prepare a tasty treat. With a deliciously thick and creamy taste of Authentico's double cream yogurt, you could use any seasonal fruit for this stunning recipe and store it in your freezer for when you're in need of a slightly sweet summery treat. Oh! It looks delicious. It looks frozen. I see fruit as well. But how did we get to the final product?
Well, this is like a sneaky treat that looks unhealthy.
Yes.
You know why? Because Tabisa was the first one like, ooh, what's that? I'm like, don't get too excited now. It's yummy, but it's good for you. It's good for you. So we're going to start it off with the yogurt. This is your base. I actually love cooking with yogurt all the time. I bake with it.
How come?
Because it just adds that extra moisture and it makes it dense. It's one of my favorites. So we do nuts. We toasted them off. Reason being for toasting them off, it just brings out that nutty flavor.
Oh, okay.
You'll taste it immediately if you eat a raw nut compared to like a toasted nut or roasted. There's just something about it.
And then, Nicole, with those who, for example, are allergic to nuts, can they replace it with any other treat? Or
of course, you can do like seeds, you know, as well, or you could substitute it with other fruits. I mean, we're using berries today. You could just add in any seasonal berries, anything that freezes well. Basically any fruit, really. And
that's true.
So we're just going to pop some berries in, and then we're going to put the yogurt. So nice and thick.
So nice and thick.
So we're just going to do that. And then to add a little bit of a sweetness, sorry, quickly to interrupt you there, we've got the strawberry one. And this is going to create like your marbled effect. And for the viewers that don't know how to do it, you're just going to mix this up because it's got that like coulis at the bottom. You see that?
Oh, I see the layer, the fruity layer in it. What other flavors do they have? I see here they have the granadilla and
the plain one.
The double cream yogurt one, and we're using the strawberry one, right?
Exactly, because we got a berry thing. But if you just have the granadilla one at home, use it. I mean, it will go just as nice with this dessert. So we're just going to marble it. You want it to be pretty, you know?
Yes.
So we're going to do that, and then you add some honey. So that's going to be our sweetness, so some natural sugar over there.
I love that you mentioned that it's a treat, however, it's not unhealthy. It's actually good for you, you know, and it's refreshing, I can imagine.
Exactly. So, and it's nice when a tip before you eat this though, allow it to thaw a little bit because it is rock solid when it freezes, and then you can slice it up with a bread knife, I'd recommend, or a hot chef's knife.
You know what? My mom and her friend Unsiki, absolutely, who are watching right now, love sweet treats. However, they're kind of trying to watch their diet, especially during this lockdown period. So I'm pretty sure that they are going to truly enjoy this recipe. If you want to get your hands on it, make sure to visit expressoshow.com.
Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to finish it off quickly over here for you guys. And then a tip is also when you line your thing with the plastic, make sure that your plastic is flat against your tin. Reason being, when it freezes, that plastic little crevices are going to get into your frozen dessert, and when you try and take it off, it's going to get stuck.
I hear what you're saying.
Give it a good banging. And then what that does is it allows the yogurt to get mixed in between all the fruit. So when it freezes, you don't have these massive gaps in between your dessert. And that's it.
And that's done. Very quick, very easy, very delicious. Once again, if you want to get your hands on this awesome recipe, make sure to visit expressoshow.com. Also remember that the Clover competition ends this week, Friday, so don't miss out on your chance to win a Clover Love Pack hamper. We've been receiving a lot of delicious entries from you thus far, and we're about to announce some winners. Silence and drum roll, please. One of our winners is Alanda Osborne, everybody. Woo! Now, Alanda entered with a mouth-watering picture of the flapjacks she made using Clover fresh milk for her son's birthday last week. What do we always say? Lockdown birthdays do not have to be boring, so that was an amazing entry. Congratulations to you, Alanda. Now it's time to announce our next winner. And it is, drum roll, Shahida Extian! Shahida, who also used Clover fresh milk to make bread rolls for Samburi rolls. Those look so delicious and sensational. Congratulations to all our winners. Now, it's really as simple as that. All you have to do is share your lockdown recipe inspiration with us by replying to the Clover competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter page. Simply post a picture of your recipe creation and make sure to use the hashtag Expresso Show and tell us which Clover product you used to create your dish. There will be one winner every day of the week until the 1st of May. So get cooking, get baking, and get entering. Today's competition closes at midnight. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I think we are all a little bit stressed, struggling with our sleeping patterns, and I don't know about you, but I'm developing a tendency to comfort eat and generally not eating as healthily as I should. Why do we experience these problems, and how can we live healthier in lockdown? On the line is Dr. Darren Green, who's going to shed some light on these topics and also share a great immune-boosting smoothie recipe. Dr. Darren, how are you keeping?
I'm surviving. I'm surviving, working on that thriving. Stressful times, obviously, for many of us at the moment. So certainly a lot of challenges, but we need to have a few key areas and concepts in place to help us get through this process, man.
Yeah, I definitely understand and can feel you there. So how do we do this unhealthy vortex we find ourselves in?
100%. I think there's no one thing that you can do that's going to put you in the best position. It's a combination of things. Balance is key, obviously. And there's a triad that I always refer to: sleep, diet, and exercise. But specific things, obviously. About sleep, you have to think about your sleep routine. Firstly, do you have a routine in your day-to-day activities? Are you getting up at a certain time? Are you going to bed at a certain time? Are you setting boundaries in terms of your sleep, in terms of knowing when to put off the binge watching? And do you have those systems in place to help you? And then, are you making good choices around the food? Firstly, you eat what you have at home. If you've got a cupboard full of crisps and junk food, you're going to eat that when you're hungry, as snacks and so forth. So what's available in your house? And also, how do you view the food? Are you seeing the food as a comfort replacement for social hugs and kisses? Or is food viewed as fuel for the amount of energy you need and the activity that you're actually doing in the daytime? And then the last component, besides those three, sleep, diet, and exercise, is stress coping mechanisms. What are you doing to blow off steam? What are you doing to handle your stress? Are you meditating? Are you doing some mindfulness? Are you quietening yourself at some stage? Are you shouting into your pillow? Are you reading? What are you doing? Listening to some music to chill, etc. So incorporate all those components into your approach to countering the stress of this lockdown.
I love how much you speak about balance, and I think it really does help getting structure into our day. But you mentioned earlier that good food choices. So what do you suggest we eat to boost our immune systems to prevent those colds and flus?
So I think a big one is you can't just boost your immune system overnight. There's no one drink or one food sort that you can take suddenly and tomorrow, boom, your immune system is going to be up and ready to kill anything and counter anything. So it's a pattern of behavior that leads to you being in a good space and being ready to deal with infections and threatening infections. So making those three things that I mentioned earlier on, but food-wise, specifically drinking enough water, obviously getting in enough fruit and vegetables, not too much fruit, but certainly a lot more vegetables and good choices in your vegetables for the essential elements and phytonutrients, quite important. And then keeping that as a sustained pattern of eating is very important. It's not about what you do on one day, it's what you're doing over an average that's going to help your immune system. Things like zinc and vitamin C, folic acid and iron, for example, crucial elements in basic health.
Oh, I love that. So constantly staying healthy every day is essentially the key. So now I know you have some great immune-boosting smoothie recipes which you would like to share with us. So can you please take us through some of these ingredients?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, carrots, carrots are out there. They're cheap. They're easy to get hold of. Carrots contain beta-carotene, which is great for your eyesight. A lot of you are spending time on screens and reading. Even the scholars are reading for hours. Your beta-carotene is important. The eyes love it. Then oranges, obviously, we all know about vitamin C. So what you didn't know about oranges is vitamin B, especially thiamine, which is a very important drug in modulating, obviously, the turnaround of sugar and so forth. And also those that drink alcohol, obviously, must be aware of thiamine, because you deplete your thiamine stores when you drink too much alcohol. And then, obviously, things like ginger. I love ginger. Just because I love Eastern food and Asian food, and ginger's got a great spicing component to it. Ginger's useful for things like gut health. It often helps people with nausea, constipation, a bit of bloating and gas and so forth. And then spinach. Like old Papa, he had something going there with spinach. Obviously, lots of iron in spinach. Very important and unique vegetable in the sense that it's got some iron in it. And iron is essential for, as you know, for the red blood cells to carry oxygen and many other functions in the human body. And then to spice things up a bit, people love speaking about turmeric. turmeric is known for some anti-inflammatory response, modulation and so forth. A lot of evidence still required in terms of how much you need for what effect and all that measurable stuff coming forward. And then cinnamon. Cinnamon is amazing at regulating things like your blood sugar level and keeping the circulating blood sugar levels a little bit more stable. So sprinkling some cinnamon into your smoothie is useful. So I hope you got all those ingredients.
Well, look, you're definitely mentioning a lot of my favorites, which I love to throw into a smoothie. But Doc, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today. We are going to head into the kitchen making Dr. Darren's smoothie with a NutriBullet. So check it out.
Well, this is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Darren Green. Thank you, Raul Demoni. Look at you flexing and getting ready for your workout later. Don't worry, we got you sorted here in the kitchen in terms of what to take in as your post-workout treat. Now, we know that life is all about balance. This is something that Chef Clem is always saying. That's why I'm here in the kitchen with him this morning. He's going to be making Dr. Darren Green's immune-boosting smoothie. Yes, NutriBullet Pro 900 is what we're going to be making use of this morning to bring it to life. Now, NutriBullet, what it does, it's amazing, is that it breaks down ingredients into the most nutritious, most absorptive state, which is what you want when you are making a smoothie. You want to make sure that you get all those nutrients and all of that goodness in. And today, we're going to transform foods like, carrots, kiwi fruit, orange, ginger, and turmeric, which Dr. Darren Green spoke about, into superfoods by shredding through the tough skins, bursting open seeds and cracking through the stems. Oh, it sounds like an adventure. Hey, Clem?
I know, eh?
An adventurous smoothie we're making.
It is.
This morning.
It's so colorful.
It seems very colorful just looking at the spread of ingredients that you've got laid out on the counter here. But the nice thing is that you are making use of really the best of foods to bring them to life as superfoods. What you want to do is you want to cut through all of them and get through all those cells and get the goodness out.
I feel like we should just swap places.
Well, come sit down.
No, it's fine. I got you. You got this. You're right, though. You want to eat with the eye first. And what's also amazing when you're talking about incorporating different ingredients and focusing on health, texture and color.
Okay.
If you can eat the rainbow, the color spectrum, you'll be amazing. You'll be happy.
Absolutely.
So that 7 colors thing.
Yeah.
That's why we're so strong.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Let's get our colors in.
Okay.
What have we got here?
So we're going to go with our citrus first, and I'm using a normal orange. You can use a naartjie.
Yeah.
I like lemon with the skin on it. Adds a bit of like you can use a Clement Gold.
Yeah.
Use a Clement Gold.
Hey!
Okay, cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to chunk that up. I'm not going to add any water to this. You get quite a bit of juice actually coming out of the fruit itself.
Yes.
So that's going in there. I'm going to use a bit of pineapple juice because I am obsessed with pineapple juice.
Okay, great.
So then our vitamin C's gone in there. Some beta-carotene from our carrots.
Yes.
And I'll just chop that up slightly.
Oh, carrots are tough, eh? Carrots are tough to shred, to grind all the way to like they smoothest.
That's why we got the 900
so
here, and
it's going to be very interesting to see how it comes out. Nice.
I like a bit of kiwi, a bit of tang, also a bit of vitamin C in there. Then let's go with some cinnamon.
Yes.
Love cinnamon.
Yeah.
Just warms, creates like a nice aromatic, warm flavor to your smoothie.
Yeah.
Some spinach, Dr. Green. You can't be rocking a Dr. Green smoothie
without any greens.
Without the greens.
You can't.
There we go. That's going in there.
Get
full
those
of iron.
good greens in there.
If you don't have the spinach, we can totally use some kale, some baby spinach.
Okay. So it depends what you've got. The nice thing about making smoothies is that you're able to really get into the fridge when you had, all the fruits and veggies sitting there for a while. Maybe sometimes you didn't finish them off when you made your meal last night. You can take those and turn them into smoothies.
I love that.
Nothing goes to waste.
Right, so a bit of fresh turmeric going in there. We don't
Where's the turmeric? Is that what turmeric looks like?
This is the fresh turmeric. It's a root. You can't find
I thought that was a carrot.
No, turmeric. If you can't find fresh, just use the powder. Right.
Is the powder from that?
Yes! Friend, did you not know this?
I don't know where I thought it came from.
I love when people learn things for the first time because I'm forever learning things for the first time.
Wow,
so I'm glad I could share that with you.
Okay.
And this is ginger. Also, if you don't have fresh ginger, a little bit of powdered ginger, but the fresh ginger is really good. It's also less, it's more fruitier and lighter and spicier than the powdered version. What do we not have?
So far, we've got all these antioxidant type foods going in there, but we've also got the ones that come in there with your sort of protective benefits, especially with change of season now. A lot of people are going to be coming on with a bit of a cold. You want to make sure that you get the ginger in there. as well.
Absolutely.
Apple for what? For taste?
I just cored the apple now. The apple's going in there. That's going to add a bit of the juiciness as well for us. Let's see, a little bit of pineapple juice. I love pineapple juice.
The apple skin is also another tough one. It's a tough skin sometimes. It can be a bit tough to grind and get smooth. Okay, cool. Let's go. ExpressoShow.com is where you need to go if you want to get the recipe with all the ingredients that we're using here as we do our NutriBullet 900 smoothie.
You ready?
Okay, let's go.
You want to let the machine do the work for it? So now we got through that bit of green, and now we're going to
get... That was quick as well.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that. Just like...
Just a bit of...
Yeah. Watch it all transform. Watch it all transform.
Dr. Green would be
so proud to see this green creation that we have made here.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
So like I said, before you add any water to your NutriBullet, I like the fact you give it a little kickstart first.
Yes.
Just to bring all the dry ingredients down. Yeah. Then you'll see that second spin just blends everything together so perfectly.
The container is super, super clear, which is great. I like that you can see exactly what you've got in there, because sometimes it can be a bit of a frosted clearness.
Yeah, you want to see what's going on.
You want to see what's in there, which is great. That looks like a super drink. Wait, I'm getting a biodegradable straw.
It smells
like health.
It smells like Dr. Green.
Like life.
It smells amazing.
It does smell like Dr. No, it doesn't smell like Dr. Green.
It smells healthy.
Really
it smells healthy. I feel...
It has cleared my skin.
It has cleared my life.
It has added 10 years to my life.
It's taken away 10 years from my life.
I've lost weight.
I've lost weight too.
Sorry, Raul, not joining you for the workout. It's sorted now. Well, now that we have our energy levels boosted and our six-packs, okay, maybe not quite, join us for a fitness session with Raul and Emma Yoste after the break. I might still need to do that workout.
Dr. Green!
Delicious, thank you.
Yes. When you take control of your life, good habits become completely organic. The NutriBullet Pro.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're talking about my favorite body part, and when you think about a strong core, you may think it's all about having a six-pack and a toned, good-looking stomach, but there's much more than that. Your core is a complex series of muscles extending far beyond your abs, and having a strong core is important as it stabilizes your entire body. It helps develop good posture and balance, and also it prevents lower back pain. And the good news is a strong core can be achieved by using just your own body weight. So no need for any fancy gym equipment. And now our fitness expert, qualified personal trainer and nutritionist Emma Yoste shares her favorite ab exercises with us via video call. Emma, how are you doing this morning?
Hey guys, great to see you and not see you.
Oh, it's so good having you in the studio. So what have you exactly been getting up to during the lockdown?
Guys, let's be honest, there's not much we can get up to. But one thing I'm making certain of is that every single day I'm getting in some kind of awesome exercise at home just to make sure that I'm burning those calories and keep my body nice and conditioned.
Yeah, now speaking of calories, I know we're all struggling with trying to stay away from the pantry cupboard, but what have been some of your favorite healthy lockdown snacks, considering that you are a nutritionist at best?
Oh my goodness, so we are terrible, we love snacking, but what we love to do is we actually make little dates and protein balls. We're all for air popped popcorn if we want watching a movie, and it's something that's quick and easy and low calorie. And then we're also mad about fruit and fruit bowls. So that's kind of our go-to snacking.
Oh, you're sounding delicious and you're making me hungry. But we got to earn that meal first and we've got a cool workout. But before we start, what is it that you're missing during the lockdown?
Sure, I'm really missing that like one-on-one interaction with my clients. I am mad about all my clients and I love that like one-on-one time and that bonding. So even though they're still getting their workouts in and it's so awesome, I just actually missed it. Like I miss being able to pinch their butts and speak to them about everything that's happening in their lives. So for me, yeah, that's the thing I miss most.
Oh, well, hopefully they're all watching and we get to share something special with them. So let's get down and dirty. I believe you have some incredible exercises planned for us. So where are we beginning? What do we do?
Okay, guys, so today what we've been doing is I'm going to be taking you through some ab combinations. I love combination exercises because they're so much more interesting and so much less boring than just doing a simple, basic, standard exercise. So today we're going to be doing combinations, and I love these, and I hope you love them too, so we're going to get down onto the mat.
All right, I'm on the mat. I'm joining you.
Yeah, cool. The first thing we're going to do is like a combination of a bear crawl as well as a little bit of balancing. So you're going to be in a kind of square position with your body. You're going to pop up onto your toes, and then all I want you to do is bear crawl forward, bear crawl back, other side, bear crawl back, and then you're going to balance for 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to do the whole thing again. So you bear crawl.
All right, and Emma, when I'm doing the bear crawl, am I moving that foot forward as well?
Absolutely. So opposite arm, opposite leg. So if your left hand is moving forward, then your right foot is moving forward.
All right.
So it looks something like this on the side. Forward. And other side. And that's your balance position.
All right, and then into the balance position. You guys at home, try this out. It's quite a tricky one. Obviously, we're doing coordination with the bear crawl, but of course, you're going to make sure your knees are off the ground, making sure you've got a neutral spine so you don't hurt that lower back. As Emma says, we are burning the core, getting those cows going. All right, what's the next exercise, Emma? That was a beautiful one.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're staying in a very similar position. It's going to be a push-up position. And what I want you to do is you're going to bring a knee into the opposite elbow, and then you're going to take it out to the actual elbow. So opposite and actual. And opposite and actual. So from the side.
This is an awesome one, guys. If you're seeing Emma go, bringing that arm all the way through to the inside, touching that opposite elbow, and then keeping it in the air, keeping that core engaged. You should feel a little bit of a shake and a burn here. Obviously, we're not all as fit as she is. She's just owning these exercises. And then we're bringing that leg all the way through to the outside and repeating it, the same thing, inside leg, and then bringing that all the way through to the outside. Oh, obliques are burning, the core is burning, the abs are on fire. This is an incredible one. Once again, we're on exercise number 2. We're joined by Emma Jooster. She is in the studio via live and she's sharing some incredible core ab exercises for us. And we're moving over to exercise number 3. What is next?
Okay, guys, so now you can flip over, you can be on your backs. And this one is going to seem easy until you do it.
Okay.
And then let me tell you something, you're going to feel the burn. Okay, so you're lying down, your arms up over your head, that position. As you come in, you grab your knees, so you're balancing on your bum bone, and then what I want you to do is I want you to extend your legs and your arms at the same time. Extend, release, drop down, in, extend, release, drop down.
So if you guys didn't hear that, what we're doing is you're starting with your legs straight out in front of you. Your hands are behind your head. From this position, we're coming into a grab. So you're holding the knees, getting your body straight up off the ground. And then once you're in this position, cradling through, as you can see, Emma is just smashing the reps on her side. Then we're gonna let our legs go out and our hands straight up in front of us into a little V, and then straight back down with your head onto the mat and your hands behind your head. And wow, that is a proper stimulation of that full chain right across the abdomen region. So you guys are in this position, hands behind your head, coming back to hold, and then out into the air, back hold, and then straight back down, and whoo, Woo-hoo-hoo. You are going to feel the burn on this one. This is an incredible one. We are nailing the abs today. We're getting you magazine ready for everyone back at home. And we are doing this compliments of Emma Yerster doing some good things in the ab department. Emma, thank you so, so much. That was an incredible workout, and it's so good having you in the studio this morning.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so if you guys missed this session, don't worry, we'll catch up with you live once again, where we'll be going through the entire workout. Oh, what an incredible one. But guys, enjoy the rest of the magic coming up.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Emma gave him a run for his money.
No, but you know, Raoul's are always up for it. He thrives on that. Let's talk about dogs, okay? Do you thrive on teaching a dog new tricks?
Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's good.
What
It's
sort
fun.
of tricks do you teach dogs to?
Wheezy doggy.
Right. Well, teaching our dogs a new trick is all about fun. You have fun, they have fun. But it's also a great way to keep them stimulated, and yourself sometimes, as we've seen with Jamie Lee, to give us a new chance to engage with our pets in an exciting way. I love that. But now dog trainer Karis Nefter from Happy Dogs, she sent us another great tutorial on how we can teach our dogs to use scent as a powerful but fun tutorial and way to teach them new tricks. Take a look at this, eh?
Morning, Expresso. My name is Karis. I'm a dog trainer, and I'm going to show you a game today you can play with your dog where it forces them to use their nose. You can do this with one person or as many people as you have in the family. For this activity today, you need dog food, plastic cup, some sort of container that closes. I'm using old egg cartons, and you need a dog. Put a treat in one of your hands, and then you're going to make a fist. The word to use with this is something like find it. Then call your dog, find it. Sam, come. Spread your hands apart and let him find the one with the treat. Nothing there, boy. Nothing there. See. Do that a few times. If you've got more than one person in the house, line everybody up and just put a treat in one person's hand. Everybody must make fists, and then let the dog find the treat. Give it to him. Good boy. Once your dog has the concept of smelling your hands to find the treat, do the same thing with plastic cups. You can use 2 or 3 cups and let them sniff out the treat underneath. Another variation on this is to have your dog find their toys. And so here I've put a tennis ball in my shoes, which is a great variation as long as your dog doesn't tend to chew up shoes. Once your dog is confident looking for the food in 2 objects, you can add more. So I've got 4 egg cartons here, and treats are just in one of them. And I'm going to mix them up so Sam really has to hunt around and use his nose to find them. You can start with 2 containers until your dog gets confident, and then add 2, 3, 4, or 5 to make it a little bit more interesting for them. So even as you add more things for your dogs to check out, use the same words. So for Sam, I've been saying find it, which means use your nose to find the sweetie. Enjoy, guys. Have fun with your dogs. Keep sniffing, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, you see.
Keep sniffing. Keep sniffing. That is the key word. Karis Nefter, I love this tutorials, you know.
I love it.
But it's also a brand new day, and Ultra Dog is giving you the chance to win one of their 5 personalized Ultra Dog hampers. Now, each hamper is valued at 2,000 Rand and includes a selection of their vet quality, scientifically engineered pet food. They will also throw in some fun toys and grooming essentials that your pets will absolutely love. Now, to stand a chance of winning today's hamper, we want you to tell us why your dog is the ultimate good boy. Yes, let us know and share your entry on the competition post on the Expresso Facebook page, and get your entry in before 5 p.m. today to qualify. Remember, those T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Who's that good boy?
Find your smooth fortune with Tropica. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for two with KLM to Amsterdam, LG G8X cell phones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, guest watches and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We welcome you back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, today we started off with words of inspiration from New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, and now we turn to his younger brother, Chris Cuomo, who is celebrated primetime anchor on CNN. The relationship between the brothers has stolen the hearts of America, particularly as Chris, his wife Christina, and their 14-year-old son have all been diagnosed with COVID-19. He used his platform to share his experience with the virus, which he described as difficult, saying,
He's had some really positive words to say. He said, the idea that it's easy so you can be nonchalant, that's so misleading. Now, it's very essential not to panic about the spread of the virus, but it's also very, very crucial to minimize exposure to it, as you do know how your body will handle. You don't know sometimes how your body will handle it, whether you are fit or healthy or sickly. Stay home, Mzansi, and take care. We love you.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.